Part 5 Administration and Enforcement 85, 1. For the purposes of this Act there shall be established a body to be known as the Advisory Council. 2. The Council shall be constituted and its proceedings shall be determined in accordance with regulations made under Section 91, 86 1. It shall be the duty of the Council, in its discretion, to advise and report to the Minister on any matter which, in its opinion, affects the proper carrying out of the provisions and objects of this Act. 2. It shall be the duty of the Council to advise the Minister on any matter about which the Minister may seek its advice, with a view to the proper carrying out of the provisions and objects of this Act. 87. Where it is necessary or expedient for the Minister to bring any child before a children's court or to make any application to a court in relation to a child, such proceedings may be brought in the name of the Minister by a children's officer or by any person generally or specially appointed for such purpose by the Minister. 88. 1. A person commits an offence against this Act if that person, a. refuses to permit any person empowered under Section 54 to visit or inspect any children's home, or hinders or obstructs any person so empowered when so visiting or inspecting. b. Refuses to comply with the terms of a warrant granted under Section 55 upon such warrant being produced and read over to him, or hinders or obstructs any constable or person authorized to execute the warrant. c. Refuses to comply with an order or interim order made under Section 57 upon such order or interim order being produced and read over to him, or who hinders or obstructs any constable or other person authorized to execute the order or interim order. d. Contravenes any of the provisions of Part 3. e. Contravenes any of the terms or conditions of any license granted under Part 3. f. Contravenes any general or special direction served by the Minister under Section 56. g. Knowingly gives, or causes or procures any other person to give, by false or misleading information in, or in connection with, any notification, notice or return required by the provisions of Part 3. h. Refuses to answer or answers falsely any inquiry authorized by or under Section 37. 2. Subject to the provisions of subsection 3, an offence under this section committed, a. in the parish of Kingston or in the parish of St. Andrew, shall be triable by the Family Court Corporate Area Region, and, b. in a parish within the geographical jurisdiction of a family court established pursuant to Part 2 of the Judicature, Family Court, Act shall be triable by that family court. 3. Subsection 2, does not apply to any offence mentioned in Part 3 or in paragraph h of subsection 1 of this section. 4. A person who commits an offence under subsection 1, a, or e, is liable upon summary conviction before a resident magistrate to a fine not exceeding $500,000 or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months or to both such fine and imprisonment. 89. Any person who commits an offence against this Act or any regulations made hereunder, for which no special punishment is provided, shall be liable on summary conviction before a resident magistrate or a judge of a family court, as the case may require, to a fine not exceeding $250,000, and in default of payment to imprisonment with hard labour for a term not exceeding 3 months. 90. A correctional order, a fit person order, other than an interim order, a contribution order, and an order under Section 31, affiliation order shall be in the appropriate form set out in the 5th schedule, and such forms may be amended or revoked and different forms may additionally be prescribed by regulations made under Section 91. 91. 1. The Minister may, subject to affirmative resolution, make regulations generally for giving effect to the provisions of this Act, and, without prejudice to such general power, may make regulations a. providing for the constitution, duties and powers of the Council and for all matters connected with or incidental to the proper and effective operation by the Council of their functions. b. Providing for the licensing, regulation and control of children's homes, for ensuring the proper care, accommodation, upbringing, maintenance and education of children in such homes and for all purposes and matters connected therewith. C. With respect to the exercise of powers of entry conferred by Section 55 or 57. 2. Notwithstanding the provisions of Section 29 of the Interpretation Act, regulations made under this section may provide in respect of a breach of any of the provisions thereof that the offender be liable to such fine not exceeding $250,000 or to such term of imprisonment with hard labor not exceeding 3 months or to both such fine and imprisonment, as may be prescribed therein. 92. No person shall be personally liable for anything done or omitted in good faith in the exercise or performance or intended exercise or performance of any power, duty or function conferred by this Act. 93. The Minister may, by order subject to affirmative resolution, increase, with effect from any date specified in the order, not being earlier than the 26th day of March, 2004, any penalty imposed by this Act.